Welcome Amakhosi Network, welcome to the channel. Welcome. Today we talk about Mfundo Vilakazi doing a showboating lapha. We talk about Oswin Appollis. We talk about some interesting updates. Chiefs going to Botswana, etc. But before we get into that, please like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe, guys. Subscribe. Yeah, when I need to subscribe, subscribe. And you will see I'm gonna put a poster here. Become a member and get a chance to win a Kaizer Chiefs ski, baba. Yeah, you're gonna go to the stadium with the ski, baba. Yeah. Anyway, let's get into it. Baba, the whole Mfundo Vilakazi showboating thing is really driving people crazy. So the part we're going to be asking, showboating, yes, or showboating, no. Now, this all comes out from Aziz. Mfundo Vilakazi, basically, we were losing and Mfundo was doing his madolo lapa, and then it started sparking things of why is he dribbling when we're losing and stuff like that. And people have been bringing in players like Masangwai and all of those things. And Azizki is the one who made this thing really hectic, because Azizki basically said it's nonsense that a player is dribbling like that when they are losing, because you're basically giving the opponent a chance. And on top of that, you're not when you do that skill, it's not a skill that eliminates someone. It's just a skill in J. So he was saying the best players like Ronaldo and those people don't do those skills for a specific reason. And this is my take on it. I understand where Azizki is coming from, because look at the guy. The guy is just full of skill. If you look at that guy, you can tell that he's a skillful player. And he can do what Mfundo Vilakazi does. He can do it if he wants to do it. But because he understands what football demands of him, he chooses not to do it. And and the people who encourage this thing of dribbling and going on it all and stuff like that, I'll tell you this, guys. If you guys say Kaizer Chiefs of old used to do this, I'm going to tell you, Guti, that information is a bit of a lie. Why do I say it's a bit of a lie? Because Kaizer Chiefs of today and Kaizer Chiefs of back in the days are two different things. Kaizer Chiefs of back in the days, we used to tumba bantu. We would dribble, seksishanga 3. The Sekshanga 4. We all knew it was standard in the PSL that if Kaizer Chiefs has hit 4 goals against you, Bayak Vitiza with skill. Skill from left to right, they will just dribble you, and on top of that, they'll still go goal number 5. But now Chiefs of today, we never dominate anyone, and the people still want to dribble, but when they dribble, we lose. So their dribbling doesn't really do anything for us. And that's what I always used to argue with people who like Ikasi football. I'm like, guys, Ikasi football is nice, but they must go and do it for where you dribble alone, when I do freestyle. Because when you're in a game, Baba, if you're not dribbling to score, you must know your thing. And a lot of you are going to come to me and argue that, hey, but Skarangobese, yes, Skarangobese, eating in Kumbuzi. Let me remind you. Skarangobese's team, Yabombe Suma said, Beitumpa Abantu. Skarangobese would do these things, Chiefs is a leader. And also, one thing, you guys, if you go back and watch Skarangobese of old, you guys used to also think go to Skara. Sometimes when he did it 360, he would oftentimes do it when we're winning, or sometimes he would do it when he's scanning. So he would do it 360, looking around, and then he would see a player and pass. But as today, let a player do it 360, they're going to pass back, because they don't know how to do it how Skara did it. Skara took his natural skill and made it to the advantage of going forward. So that's the difference between a Jabu Pule natural skill, made his skill to take on players, to go forward, to desire you. So for example, Jabu Pule could chapa you with a tipa as a trap. And it's a skill, Baba. It's a skill. It's what Mfundo Vilakazi do. Let me give you a perfect example. Go back to that game, Young. Watch Umbutu what he did to that right back. He was running and he sharpened that right back near Tsepa, and the guy was like, hey, he fell. That is a skill. And that is what Jabu, Junior, everyone used to do. And the things that us today, we encourage Mfundo Vilakazi to do amadolo, to roll around and whatever, but the team is losing and they're not eliminating people. And the one important thing that you guys keep forgetting that Azizki mentioned in this, he said, when you do that skill of yours, you lose 5 seconds and you give the opponents a chance to recover in that 5 seconds. That means the person who's marking you gets a moment to adjust and recover, and the people in the box, if it's a counter or whatever and you're doing that thing, they also get a chance to go and enter the box. That's why when Mfundo crossed the ball after doing that skill, it didn't reach a Chiefs player because a lot of the younger players had recovered because of those small moments. And why I was saying this is like, watch Yamal, the Spain boy Yamal. He doesn't have all of those Mfundo Vilakazi things. But if Yamal was in that position of Mfundo Vilakazi, he would have used his skill to defeat that defender, find more space for himself, and then put in a perfect cross. Now Mfundo did that skill and then he kicked, but he didn't even know who he's kicking to. Because that's a skill that South African players have not learned. They don't know how to cross the ball properly. South Africans, let me give you an example. A South African will cross a ball and determine that it's a good cross based on its height and based on where it lands up in the box. They don't cross to find a player. They cross in an area. So that's why a lot of times when you see South Africans, these boys don't even know how to clear the first man because they don't know how to practice crossing properly. They only know how to cross to an area. They don't know how to cross to a person, which is something you have to learn, unfortunately. You have to learn these things. Anyway, the quick one on Oswin Appollis. Oswin Appollis apparently, Esperance is submitting bids, but they want to buy him serious, So it seems like we lost out on that one. And then, well, it's not late. It's not over, but the way it's going, it doesn't seem like Chiefs is really fighting to get the boy. But at the same time, I want you guys to remember, teams use rumors to bump the cheese up. So you'll find that the name Esperance is being thrown out there, but there's no Esperance. If you go and ask the officials of Esperance, like, hey, Esperance, do you know of Oswin Appollis? Oswin Appollis, we don't know anything about that. Because the agents are saying, you want my play? My player is wanted by Esperance, but Esperance is saying 20 million. So now your 5 million won't cut it. At least give it to 10. So then they do those things just to make sure that cheese bumps the cheese up. Because as you know, an agent makes more money the higher the price of the player is. For example, usually it's about 10%. Let's make an example, about 10%. So if a player is bought for 10 million, in that 10 million, maybe the agent will get like a cut of that fee or whatever. I don't know how the fees work, but all I know is that any income a player gets, oftentimes the agent gets a cut, and oftentimes it's 10%. For example, if you as a player are earning 2 million, 10% of your salary oftentimes will go to the agent. So 10, and the FIFA tried to change it to make it 3% because 10 is kind of exploitation, but we don't know if it's being implemented in South Africa. So when you earn 2 million rand in South Africa, 10%, which is 200k, has to go to the agent for the year. So those are the kind of things, those are the kinds of deals. So imagine if an agent earns is a manager of 20 players who earn 2 million a year. That is a lot of money. But anyway, then there's also the talk where Chiefs submitted a bid for Fawaz Basadin, but I didn't know that Chiefs were still looking for a left back. I thought with Dotley it was fine, but it seems like Dotley is more going to be competing with Duty Tlokwe, because if they still trying to find Fawaz Basadin, that means it's going to be Fawaz, it's going to be Bongani Sam, and it's going to be Happy Mashiani, and Mbutu is also there as a possible left back. So those are the things, and we don't know Dolly where he's going to play. Center back, left back, we don't know. I mean, not Dolly, Dove. So we don't know where he's going to play. And then finally, Chiefs is apparently going to go to Botswana to play Township Rollers for preseason. We're going to see what that means and how that looks. But hey, guys, this season, all I'm praying for now, this is my prayer to Kaizer Chiefs. Kaizer Chiefs, please just go buy the right players. I'm not even forcing you. All I'm asking for is quality. Who the quality is, I don't care, but as long as it's a quality player. This thing of signing the Marts of the world, Sitebes, and trying to foster is not good enough. When the players you sign will determine the team you're going to be. So if you go and sign someone who is not make sure, when you finish number 10 in the season, you cannot be surprised. Amakhosi for life.